Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Tea Time with me, Dadison Charles, because today is the 21st of June 2018, so welcome everyone. So we're gonna have a quick look at the markets, what's happening with them right now, well, what has been happening with them since this morning, and of course what levels to watch out for and how to prepare ourselves for Friday. But for now, before we do that, quickly let's have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content of this webinar does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Also, just a very quick reminder of our JFD Brokers research page here, where you can go in and have a look at different analysis that we do on a daily basis. We throw out different trading shoutouts. Of course, we produce our daily analysis, which we throw out every morning here. So yeah, you can please check us out, and I think you can find something useful for yourselves. So, but for now, let's quickly have a look at the charts. So the first one I want to touch on is the FTSE 100. Now, seeing a bit of a down day today and moving of course lower here below this 7610 area that I had highlighted here. I was talking about this area to keep an eye on. Well, probably I was talking about those in my previous videos, and certainly we can see that we're breaking this level here, and now we're testing this 50 EMA shown here as the red line. Certainly continues to act as a very good area of support. We can see that also that I had a line here at 75.65, so approximately there. So we can see that the index kind of dropped just shy of a few points away from that line. It also proved to be a very important level, and of course we just have to monitor the close today, guys. I mean, at the moment, of course, we're looking bearish than bullish, but then again, of course, let's see if this 50 EMA holds, and we get maybe something like a retracement back to the upside here and a close above the 7610. Certainly for now it's too early to kind of speculate here. At the moment it's more, like I said, like I've mentioned before, it's more bearish than bullish, so we could end up moving lower here, maybe even again testing this 75.65 area. Looking at the DAX now, guys, and certainly the DAX is not feeling well as well, and we can see that we're at this point here. This 12,600 continues to prove itself as a very good area of support. Certainly if we get a break here below, and especially a close below here, well, this could look ugly for the index, and we could end up moving lower. The next target that we're keeping an eye on here is the 12,450. Now certainly, of course, we would need to see not only a nice close here below this 12,600, but also it would be good to see another good confirmation of the downside could be a close below this 100 EMA here shown as the green line. So keep a close eye on it. Certainly on the upside, we are keeping an eye on this 12,785 mark, which is coinciding currently with the 200 EMA. If we do get something like a reversal back to the upside and a pop above this line, then well, we could start aiming for higher levels, but probably I would doubt that this would happen today. Certainly for now the sentiment is more to the downside rather than the upside, but like I said, continue to monitor this 12,600 area, and especially this 100 EMA shown here as the green line. Let's quickly have a touch on gold, and gold had a nice move lower here today. So I was talking about this area in my previous videos, so the 1261. So we just managed to kind of touch that area as well, just probably maybe a few points shy of touching that area, but nevertheless this area, the 1261, proved to be a good area of support. Certainly now we're seeing that the bulls are kicking in and trying to push this precious metal back to the upside. Of course, for us to kind of become more bullish on this one, we would need to see a total reversal here and a move back above this upwards moving trend line that has been running here since around July last year. Now then we could, if we would get something like this, if we would get a scenario like this, then well, we could start aiming for higher levels, maybe this 1290. But at the moment it's quite difficult to talk about the upside, to be honest, because like I said, the well, it's more moving more to the downside, and of course currently testing this, well, it tested today, it tested the 1261, but let's see if it breaks that level. Certainly probably it wouldn't happen today, but if it breaks it tomorrow, then we could end up pushing lower here. Now on the downside, we do have a nice area that we are watching here, the 1237 area, approximately there, which was near the lows that we had here in December 2017. Good area to watch. Also kind of coincides with this upwards moving trend line, this long-term upwards moving trend line that is drawn here from December, the lows of December 2015. So a very good important trend line to watch. And of course, because currently, just judging by this bigger picture, because we broke this shorter term trend line, we broke it to the downside and we're trading currently below it, so that's why another move here below the 1261 could open the path towards this area right here that I've just talked about. Let's quickly have a look at silver, and silver is slightly rebounding here. The daily candle is kind of turning bullish right now, so this is the scenario that I've got in mind here. So you probably are aware that we're currently sitting here within this triangle, within this symmetrical triangle, and we can see that it bounced off the lower side of it. About a week ago we had a move here to the upside where we were testing the upper side of this triangle, but we could never close above this. So, and then we can see that this sharp decline here, and now we're kind of having the same thing but just from the opposite side, and we are testing this downside, the downside of this triangle. And of course, keep a close eye on this key important level right here, the 16,325 mark, approximately there. Now if we do get a nice close above this area, we could end up pushing higher again, maybe even towards this 16.60 mark for a good test. And of course we would be around these EMAs as well that could also act as a nice magnet for this precious metal. So for now, continue monitoring this one, and of course, like I said, at the moment we're seeing that the bulls are trying to take control here. Let's see where this day gonna close, and then we're probably gonna look at it tomorrow again just to see what's the potential direction for this precious metal. Let's quickly have a look at DXY. Now DXY is at an interesting spot here. So this morning we were trading higher here and we were moving. I was talking about this area here, guys, the 95.50. I told you to keep a close eye on this one. So we managed to reach that level, but we can see that this is where the bears stepped in, and they've drove this index lower here. So now we're currently testing this 95 mark. So 95 mark continues to prove itself as a very key area to monitor. So at the moment it's acting as a very good area of support. We can see here in the end of May it acted as a very good area of resistance. So of course the question here is, are we going to break it today or not? If we're going to stay below this today, well, I mean, we could end up pushing lower here again, maybe towards this 94.55 mark, and a break below that could send it to test this slightly kind of short-term up rising support line. So of course keep a close eye on this one, and especially keep a close eye on the 95 mark. If we stay slightly above it, still I would probably recommend to stay cautious here, because if we're going to stay slightly above this one, we would form something like a shooting star here, could form potentially like a shooting star, and yep, I mean, then of course this is like a sign of a reversal, could be a sign of a reversal, but then again probably it's very tricky here, and we could end up pushing higher again. So just continue monitoring this one, and of course, like I said, continue monitoring the 95 mark. Let's quickly touch on a few pairs, and the euro dollar is recovering a little bit. So it's certainly the bears are not liking this trading activity right now, and certainly if some of the traders who were short here, I mean, I understand that it could have been a good entry here for a short, especially seeing this nice break here, and especially that we got a test of this 115-100 area that I was talking about, and certainly. But the thing is here that we haven't closed below that, below this area that I was talking about, below this upwards moving trend line, below this level right here, the 115-450. So we haven't closed below these two key areas here, and now of course we are seeing this reversal, and it seems that we're gonna stay here above today, and we're gonna close this candle above this. Certainly, of course, maybe this is just a point of view, but then again, stay sharp here, guys. I mean, keep a close eye on this level here on the upside here, the 116,500. If we suddenly start making a move towards it, well, I mean, a break above that could open the path towards these higher levels here. The first one could be the 117,250, and then of course the 118,400. Now, of course, for now, I'll probably repeat myself again. Keep a close eye on this, keep monitoring this area. Let's see where it wants to close, because judging from this current picture that we're seeing right now in euro dollar, I mean, probably to be on the safe side, if you want to probably start entering shorts here, we would need to see a nice close below this 115-100 in order to kind of consider further declines, and especially a move towards this 114-500 level. Okay, let's have a quick look at one more interesting pair. So the GBP USD having a nice pop here today. Certainly the BOE is helping that, and we can see that we are pushing higher here. We are breaking this level that I was talking about, this 132.05. We've broke it to the upside, and now we are, of course, we're trading here quite about 40 pips away from this key area. Certainly continue monitoring this one. Let's see where the day is going to close. If we suddenly get a reversal, some sort of a reversal back down, and we close below this 132.05, well, I mean, this is the point, of course, where it becomes tricky, because even though, yeah, we would close below this 132.05, and some could say that, well, I mean, from here we could end up moving lower again. True, but then again, like I said, we are kind of looking quite bullish here. I mean, at the moment, there's some bulls kicking in, and the bulls are jumping in here and trying to drive this. So probably could be a surprise if we would, let's say, close here below this 132.05, but then tomorrow the bulls would start driving this one again higher. Certainly, I mean, of course, this is just an idea. It might not happen, but then again, stay sharp here, guys. Let's see where it wants to close. If it's going to close above this 132.05, then, well, I mean, there is a likelihood that, yeah, we could see a continuation here to the upside. Certainly initially targeting this 21 EMA shown here as the yellow line, and then eventually maybe this 133.40 mark. Very good area of resistance, could be. And then, of course, if that doesn't hold, well, we do have a even better area of resistance at around 134.70, so which was the high here that we had on 7th of June. So for now, guys, keep a close eye on this one. Let's see what it wants to do. If this will continue pushing lower tomorrow, certainly we could start aiming for today's lows at around 131 mark. And if that doesn't hold, well, we do have a better one here, the 130.40 mark, approximately there. So good level to watch, but that is only, of course, if we see some sort of a strong reversal back down today. And one last pair that I really wanted to touch on is the USD JPY. Now, USD JPY, looking at this picture here, it's of course it's slightly annoying, I would say, like that, because it's kind of moving sideways here a little bit, and initially we saw this break here of this rising channel, so it turned it seemed that it wants to become more bearish, but then we can see this as a reversal, strong reversal back to the upside. But to be honest, we're still above this lower side of the channel. So basically we are within the rising channel again. So we can see that today we were almost testing this 110.850 mark, approximately there. This could act as a potential gate here. If we get a break here, could act as a gate to the upper side, but for now, of course, we're seeing that the bears are kind of kicking in here and driving this this pair back to the this lower side of the channel, and of course we can see that this is the point where it's meeting its 200 EMA. Certainly continue monitoring today's close. Let's see how this candle wants to close. If we're going to close below this channel again, well, I mean, we could end up pushing lower towards this area right here at around 109.850, or even actually a test of this upwards moving trend line. But that is, of course, if we're going to get a close below this 200 EMA and somewhere around this lower side of the channel. On the upside, of course, like I said, like I mentioned before, we need to see a nice pop here through the 110.85 in order to kind of start considering the 111.400, which was the highest point here that we had in May, and maybe eventually the long-awaited 112 mark. Okay, guys, I'll have to wrap it up here. I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. And if you want to join me tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock GMT time, 7 o'clock British Summer Time for my Traders Espresso, where we're going to have a quick look at the markets again before they open in Europe. So thank you very much, guys, and bye-bye.